Okay, now I'm going to do more of the standard flower pot shape. I wanted to make this bigger, but I like my flower pots to be made out of brown clay, and this is all the brown clay I have on me right now. So this is just under 2 pounds. So we'll see. But I want to show you when I make a flower pot, my hockey puck is the size that the bottom of my flower pot is going to be. So it's going to angle out slightly from here. So I'm opening all the way to the bat because typically flower pots have a hole in the bottom, right? And I like to make the hole now. So I pull out just like an inch. Doesn't need to be a big hole, especially for a little pot like this. But by making the hole now, I'm going to be able to tell how thick the bottom of my pot is. So now I'm lifting my finger, maybe a 1/4 inch from the bottom, and then pulling out the rest of the way. And I like being able to see the thickness of my pot at this stage. I'll show you in a second. If I can get it out. There we go. Okay. So I can see that, my pot is, it's a little on the thin side, but I think it's going to be fine. I'm going to go with it. I could try and pull a little more clay into the bottom if I feel the need, but I think it's okay. I'm just going to smooth out the bottom. And now I'll start pulling. Now, the one thing you have to keep in mind when you're rolling a rim is that you're going to lose some height. So you have to make it taller than you anticipate the finished size being to accommodate that folded over part. So I'm going to get as much height out of this as I can before I fold over the top. And I'm just pulling straight up. I'll work the angle a little. Oh, I'll start the angle now because this is such a small pot. It isn't going to get very tall. All right, now I'm really going to start working on that angle. So just slowly coming out toward myself. Okay, there's not much of an angle there, but I can make it more. Now, I'm going to try to squish in the bottom by cupping my hands down here and just gently pushing. Okay, I can see that it's gotten a little bit smaller down there. And now I'm going to try to finesse that angle a little bit more. I'm just slowly widening it out as it goes up. There we go. There's still some thickness down there, so I'm going to try to pull one more time. Now this doesn't make for a very exciting video, but it is slow going. And I'm hoping you can start to see that for a flower pot, this is already, it looks a little disproportionately tall for the size of the base, which is okay because I'm going to fold that top inch or so over. So as I get to the top, I'm going to straighten out a little bit. I don't want the top to be flared too much because then when I roll it over, it's going to be wider than I need it to be. And if it's wider than I need it to be, then when I try to coax it down onto the body of the pot, it's going to create little wrinkles. So now I'm going to fold it over. So I'm going to fold over this amount from here to my finger. And again, I'm just pushing from the inside out, stabilizing with this bottom finger. Stretch, stretch, stretch slowly. And unlike the picture, I really want this to have a sharper fold over. So when this gets to be flat, which it almost is, there we are. I think I'm going to switch to my wooden rib. So I'm going to have my fingers inside supporting the inner edge, and then I'm just going to use the wooden rib to fold it over so that I get a nice sharper edge at the top. Not sharp, but crisper, let's say. And instead of this being a rounded roll like in the picture, it's just going to be flat. There we go. I'm just going to clean up the edge here. That looks nice. I like it. I'm happy with it. So you see, it's not that it's sharp, but it's not as round as the other one. And this isn't all the way down yet, so I'm just going to push it all the way down. And that's it. And I think this is a great place to embellish with stamps or a roller kind of thing. And I'm gonna just take a little of this off the bottom here so you can see more of what the angle will look like when it's done. There we go. Yeah. And you know, I'm gonna push it a little bit by angling it just a little bit from the inside. Even with the rolled rim, it will still bow out. There we go. Okay, that's it. A flower pot. Size it up or down.